What is going on, fellas, and welcome back to Hungary for Success with me, FoggyPlays, on FM21. Today we're taking on Rennes in the Europa League and scootR in the Hungarian First Division. If we win the game against Rennes, maybe we're guaranteed the next round. Maybe we've already guaranteed it. Who knows? You'll have to wait till the episode starts to find out. But I'm going to show you how we're getting on in the league as well, and how we're getting on in the Europa League, because the season has been going quite well, and I'm really quite enjoying it. So if you do enjoy this episode, make sure to like and subscribe. We are trying to hit 500 subs before the end of June. Right, fellas, so as I said, we're taking on Rennes in the Europa League today, and we're taking on scootR in the league. But since you were here last, it's been a while. We've played lots of games, and as you can see, we haven't lost since the last game against Fenerbahce, and that is fantastic. We've picked up a lot of injuries, is the only thing though. We have, lost some quite good players along the way, but apart from the draw against Sporting in the Europa League, we've been the dominant force in pretty much everything. Been scoring plenty of goals. As you can see, we've had two 6-0 victories. We beat Pax 5-0 and Pex 5-0. Uj Pest 5-1. This game was the game that stopped MTK from being undefeated. Both us and MTK were undefeated for both games. We'd won every single game in the league, but not anymore, because we've just gone and beaten them. In the most recent game against Depression, this one was quite interesting. We won 4-2. Carlsberg scored a penalty in the 41st minute, but missed two penalties as well. I think one was in the 20-something minute, and the other one was like the 44th. Yeah, 22nd and 44th minute. Carlsberg missed penalties, but still played an 8.1. So that was fantastic for us. Transfer-wise, we have a couple of players that we're looking at bringing in, but as is, we haven't brought anyone else in since we were here last. We have, however, let Tapa go to Hanvid, Shivanaro's gone to Kishvarda, and one of our random backup goalkeepers has gone on loan to the second division, where he's actually not playing any games. So that's fine. A lot of the players we have out on loan are doing really, really quite well, but we have offered a contract to another Czech right back, Velk. So we could potentially have Vlek and Velk as our right backs. Pataki is one of our new gens that came to our most recent youth intake. He is currently wanted by a whole bunch of teams, so things are going well for him. And we signed this guy, Dejan Ivancevic, from Red Star, because he was wanted by Chelsea, and I said, why not see if he's any good? He had a 1.9 million release clause. Yeah, it was 1.9 million. So we paid 1.9 million. So potentially have him leaving us as well. He's not a wonder kid. Yeah, like I said, we've been dominant in everything. And the league, some of the teams in the league, not having a great time. We are after qualifying from the Europa League. I was going to go back for Dunstrade again, but we played them twice already we played them already earlier this season, so I didn't want to do it again. We're taking on Rennes today, who have been absolutely useless, which is a little bit unfortunate for them. Sporting are the only team that can stop us from winning the group, so if we beat Rennes today and Dunstrade can do us a favour, we top the group. But as you can see, 13 games unbeaten in the league. And if we go to stages, you'll see we only conceded 6, 2 of them against Depression, 2 against Ferencváros. It's been quite good. Ferver sitting 11th, very strange. Did not expect that. Ferencváros were bottom of the league for quite a while, but they've been on a decent run of form of late to pull themselves out of the poor form. So that's good for them, I guess. As I said, we need Dunstrade to do us a favour against Sporting for us to guarantee top in the group. But you might be able to see Hidalgo has scored 8 goals. We made a slight tweak to our corner routine, and he has taken full advantage of it and been scoring many goals. And as you can see, now a 3.5-star player, which I quite like. Savic is starting on the bench today, even though he's been in very good he's been scoring lots of goals. His form's dropped off recently. So Vlek starts at right back today instead of Enjo, who is recovering from an injury. We have some players as well who are, after accruing some attention from Chinese clubs. Chinese clubs have come in are showing interest at a lot of our players recently. So we're an outstanding player. He's fantastic. Hidalgo is amazing. I did have reservations about Hidalgo. You might remember last season I was not on the Hidalgo train. He has turned a corner this season. He's been very, very good. Him and Stepanenko have been exceptional together, which I quite like. And Bordet has been filling in every now and again as well. But Stepanenko is quite good. To be fair, we did pay 5 million for him, so I kind of wanted him to be. The only issue we're having is, Mandira's through. Mandira can't get it past the keeper. Bordet has been quite a handy utility player at the back as well. Hidalgo's just put that one over. And as you can see, Werner is starting a goal. Werner is first choice. Werner is our goalkeeper. He has been playing pretty much every game. Still playing Hudvagner for Hungary, even though I'm constantly getting news articles saying he shouldn't be playing. He's not playing enough football. To be fair, he isn't. He really, really, I think he's played twice this year. Christian Perez is, Sporting are already ahead. Christian Perez is like our backup keeper now, so I'm looking at potentially moving Hudvagner on just to get him into a first team somewhere, so we can try and keep him in the Hungary team, because he is by far and away the best Hungarian goalkeeper we have. Was that Doku? Put that one. Yeah, Doku put that one. Why have I got to shoot on side? What? So we. Oh, that was. Oh, that was fortunate. We did go on a 6-game run without conceding. And Milan Werner was getting all the plaudits until he conceded a goal, and then they were like, "Oh well, now he's not good enough anymore." So that's Versace, just as a point of interest, is awaiting paperwork to become Hungarian, and I will be taking them up on that. Versace will become our new right winger if and when he becomes Hungarian, and I think Mandira is not too far away from getting Hungarian nationality as well. That would be delightful. Imagine Mandira playing for Hungary. Carlsberg balloons that shot over the crossbar. Sporting are going top of the group if we don't do anything against Rennes. Like, we beat Rennes away from home, and we don't seem to be at the races at the minute. Doku again just turns Vlek. Thankfully, Kostrik actually is terrible at staying fit. He's constantly needing holidays, which I don't really like. The ball has come back to Werner, who distributes it beautifully to, I think that was Oriola. Carlsberg picks it up, tried the Rabona, and it didn't really work, but Oriola puts it in the back of the net. So Oriola assists the assist and then scores it. I want to see, did it take a deflection off the defender, and that's why it looked like a terrible Rabona? No, it was just a terrible Rabona. So that would put us back top of the group. So we're gonna stretch arms and say I'm far from pleased. Vlek's been playing terribly. Versace's not had an amazing game. Mandira's been a bit meh as well. We do have like Bordet on the bench to come on for Vlek if needed. Savic and Grodem are also both sitting on the bench. As I said, Savic every now and again has a poor game, or has a good game after we drop him for a little while. So we'll see how that gets on. And Kostrik and Carlsberg constantly need holidays. And I tried saying, Vlek, that's so unfortunate. That's such an FM thing to happen. Such an FM21 thing. The defender gets a touch in it. But Grrr. Like, we're already qualified. We're only playing this game because I was hoping that we could win and Dunsterader would do something to help us, but it looks like they're not going to do that. And we're like second to everything. Oh, Vlek gets a beautiful challenge to block that one. Carlsberg steps up now to take free kick. This is Carlsberg territory. There we go. There it was at a perfect height for their goalkeeper. Unfortunately, he didn't get a touch to it. Speaking of their goalkeeper, they actually have Edouard Mendy back playing for them, but interestingly aren't playing him in the Champions League against us. I'm not sure why. They brought him back on a free, which I found interesting that they brought back the goalkeeper that they sold to Chelsea, and he played ish for Chelsea. Versace's coming off for Savic. We're going to leave that at that for now. But yeah, we did offer Mandira a new contract actually. Mandira signed a new 5-year deal, so we're keeping him at the club for the foreseeable. I guarantee because we've offered him a 5-year deal, someone's going to come in for him now, because that's just the way it seems to go. And speaking of players, Mandira puts it in the back of the net, knows that he was next on the board to be removed, playing a 6.4. Yeah, he was very close to getting substituted, and survives. But Nikola Savov, you might remember, was one of our best striker. He has left. He left for AC Milan. He's actually playing for AC Milan on the regular, which I think shows that he was quite a good player. He, like, to be fair, he was a wonder kid, so it's kind of expected. Christian Mark and Traore aren't getting into Liverpool and Man City teams. I think that's who they went to. Was it Man City and Liverpool? So, it's fine. We're going to bring Mora on for Kosaric because he is dead on his feet. As I said, he struggles to finish games. I wouldn't be surprised if. Mm. Mm. That is less than ideal. We literally just made a substitution. Just made the sub to bring Mora on. Their free kick eludes everybody. Stepanenko gets it forward to Mora. Gets it back. Fair enough. Mandira finds Mora again. Oriola sends it out to Bourdais. Dinks it across, and Carlsberg hits the. What just happened? What just happened? Carlsberg hits the crossbar. It bounces off him, hits one of the defender or the goalkeeper, and then he gets a second attempt at scoring. This is just a hot mess of. This is like watching Wes Brown and John O'Shea try to defend together. What was Saeed doing? Just like scooped it back to Carlsberg. It was like, oh, I think it seems as though you missed that one there, buddy. Do you want another go? Stepanenko brings the ball forward. Bourdais pushes it forward to Mandira, dinks it across, and Carlsberg on the end of it again. 9.2 for Carlsberg before that goal. It's going to be a 10. It is a 10. We had nothing to worry about. 5-1. We beat Rennes. It's a beautiful game. Good win for us, lads. Well done. I'm not going to bother bringing you back for the. I was going to bring you back for the Sporting game, but we're already through, so it doesn't really make much of a difference. Like, we're going to be first or second. It's fine. So we're going to be back in just a second for the Dioscure game. Oh no, Savage is out for at least 2 months. When this pops up, I see. Look, I told you, Kosaric needs a rest. Oh, he's out for 4 months. Oh, he's an attack midfielder. He used to be a striker. So yeah, we're going to be back in just a second for the game against Dioscure. Right, fellas, so now it is time to take on Dioscure, who are sitting 11th in the league. Not actually terribly bad for their goal difference. Like, to be fair, Depression, who we've put 14 past already this year, they're not. If it wasn't for us, they'd be fine. We're having a couple of changes for today's game. Perez comes in to play in goal just because I want to give him a couple of games. I want to give him as much exposure as possible. He's at 25 games. 25 games for El Salvador. Might as well give him a chance today. Injo comes in to play at right back. Versace starts on the wing because of the fact that Savage is out for quite a while. And Grodem is coming in for Oriola up front because I want to give Grodem as much football as I can because he's one of my main strikers for my Hungarian national team. That Czech right back we were looking at signing signed a new deal with Previm, so we won't be having him playing for us, which is just fantastic. He's not joining us. Enjo does look like he could potentially be on the way out, as does Maputa, Hidalgo, Versace has offers or interest in him as well. Who else in the first team? I think that's it in the first team, or that are listed as in the squad for today's game. But it's all Chinese clubs at the minute. But I think it's because the Chinese window's opening soon. But we have had an nearing end of contract thing come true, and a lot of the players that came up are not the best players in the world, but are poor Grodem gets the ball taken off him right at the last second. Yeah, we've a lot of players on our shortlist, and a couple of them because they're running out at the end of this month, but mostly the Scottish League, and I think the Irish leagues as well. So we had a couple of those come up, and none of them were very good. It's just one of those things where we're scouting the world, and the Scottish players aren't as good as you'd hope they could be. Enjo gets to Kosrick, who has recovered from his exhaustion. We do have a month off soon. Grodem, back at the net, 10th of the season. Grodem is quite good, has to be said. One thing I didn't mention in the first part of this episode was the games we played for Hungary since then, or since the last episode. We've had quite a number of interesting results as Hungary manager. One of them against Kosovo, where we were 4-0 up at half time and we lost 5-4. I'm going to tell the players I'm far from pleased. Maputa's having an absolute mare of a game. I feel like he doesn't want to leave us, and that's why. It's just like, I'll be really bad for the next 2 months, just so he doesn't have to leave, because Maputa is really rather good. And as it stands right now, Tony Morton would be the guy that replaces him if he does leave. It's the one issue I have with our reputation at the minute is we're likely to lose a lot of our good players, and it's quite annoying. Grodem, 2 bites of the cherry, and both of them are stopped by the goalkeeper. That was unfortunate. Versace with the corner, whips it in. Hidalgo, keeper plucks it out of the air. So we fail to take advantage of yet another chance. And Joe gets the ball to Kosrick. Beautiful ball forward for Grodem. Smashes past keeper, his 11th of the season. Grodem, I am so glad I signed him. This guy, even though his potential has dropped recently, like his potential rating according to my assistant, I think that's the person who's doing my coach reports, they're saying that he's like a 4-star player now, but we all know he's not. We all know he's a 5-star player. He's fantastic. Like, look at Mandira. I think Mandira's a 4.5-star potential player now. We all know that he's better than that. Millard's going to come on for Carlsberg because he is so very tired. Maputa is just playing terribly, so we're going to take him off for Bordet. I think we'll leave it at that for the time being. Like, we do have Zamorano and Mandira not having the best of games, but I believe Mandira, just one of those players where you just leave him on and eventually he'll come good. Like, he'll just pop up every now and again. He hasn't really been involved at all so far, which is definitely something of a worry because he's normally quite involved. I'm going to take off Kosteric because he is quite tired. Going to bring on Mora. Jan Mora, the guy I signed, and I was like, nail on starter. This guy is going to be our number one centre midfielder, first name on the team sheet, first centre midfield. And unfortunately for him, it's not been the case so far. We have beaten Discure 2-0 to continue our unbeaten run in the league. I have to say, I think this is probably the best team we've put together. 42 points from 14 games. Yeah, I think we're pretty good. That keeps Kosteric fitness again. Like we're 14 games in the league without losing. 19 straight wins. Grow them on form. Superb in front of goal, buddy. Yeah, they want me to rest him again, but no, because we have in the not too distant future, like after 3 games here, quite a substantial amount of time off. We do have some international break at some point. Do we? No, we don't. No, we don't. What I will do actually is I'm going to show you the results we've had recently. So like we lost 5-3 to Sweden, which was harsh, I'd say. Then against Kosovo, oh no, actually, sorry, it was 4-1 at halftime, and then they scored all their goals, which was delightful. And then against Austria, this was just one of those games where it was just back and forth constantly. Like they scored, we scored, then they scored, we scored, and then they scored right at the end, last kick of the game. We had nothing to come back with, so fantastic. But then again, we were playing a very we only had like 17 players for that game. All our players got booked. Like everyone who got booked here, pretty much unavailable for the next game, which was fantastic. But we do have our champions, our Euros qualifiers, Armenia, Germany, Greece, and Kazakhstan. So I'd imagine second or third where we would be kind of our area. I don't think we're going to be able to beat Germany, but one can hope. One can hope indeed. So I think the next episode we come back for will be February sometime when the transfer window shuts, potentially against like Fervor or MTK, and we'll do a round of the transfers, and then we'll see who we get in the next round of the Europa League, because we are, like I said, qualified already. If we beat Sporting, or even if we don't lose the Sporting, we top a group, and I think that means we get like a game off. Yeah, we'd get nearly £1 million for winning the group, and we'd skip around, which would be quite nice because our players do play a lot of games, especially since I've narrowed my team down to 23 first team players, which is quite different to like the 40 something we had at the start of the season. So we've done quite a bit. We're also 36 years old in game now, which is fantastic because it means we're getting closer to potential, or we could potentially have a kid pop in the next youth intake, which we're going to be getting the preview quite soon as well. So that'll be interesting to see what we get in that. So like I said, next episode will be the end of the transfer window. So if you have enjoyed this episode, do make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share with all of your friends, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!